welcome to Davita's Stampin' Spot. It's Thursday and I have another project for you. This is something I shared with some demonstrators. They really like the card design, so I hope you're going to like it as well. We are going to go over the paper sizes here. This is a normal 5.5 by 8.5. You're going to score it at 2 and 6. This is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4, 1 3/4 by 5 1/4, 3 3/4 by 4.5. And then I cut out these two pieces from the Beautifully Celebrated dies. These are gorgeous. I love these. Great shapes. There's several pieces. You've got 6 of them that will layer in with each other. These make some awesome little corner pieces. Great set. All right, we're going to stamp first. I am using the Simply Beautiful stamp for my die, or I'm sorry, for my flower. And for my hello, I'm going to use Mossy Meadow. It's from the Simply Said stamp set. If you don't have that one, you have got to get it because I use mine all the time. It's got such great greetings. All right. Going to clean this off a little bit. The Designer Series paper is one of the brand new colors. I think it's back in stock now, and I'm trying to remember the name of it. It has, I will have to put it in the comments. I forgot to grab it before I start. Oh, here it is. It is the Delicate Dreams paper. Stunning, stunning paper. Let's see if I can grab them. I've used a lot of mine already. Uh, let's see. Here's another design. And another one. And another one. The one I'm using today. Look at the back sides. Great patterns there as well. Gorgeous, gorgeous paper. All right. So I'm trying to remember. I did this a while back. And you know what? I didn't take a picture. And that's one of your major mistakes. You don't want to do that. When you make a card, take a picture so you have it. I'm going to color this in with a watercolor pencil to give it some color. I don't want it to be an open flower. I want it to have some color. I'm going to grab my blender pen. You have to be careful if you're using watercolor pencil on stamped stamps that are stamped with our regular colors because they'll pick up the color of the ink that you stamped with. But here where it's blue and blue, that's going to be okay. All right, like that. And because my flowers on here, the blue has kind of a brown center, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to grab my brown colored pencil here and just lightly color the center here because I want it to be similar to my paper. So even though that doesn't match exactly, it's close enough that it's going to work. All right. Now I call this the inside slider card. We're going to grab this piece. This is going to be folded back. I'm going to burnish. I scored it at a 1/2 inch. And you want it to be nice and flat. So I'm going to use my bone folder on here. And you need to make sure that you stamp your greeting and your image before you glue it in, because otherwise it's going to give you some grief. And I realized I forgot to grab my other greeting. Hang on just a second. Thought I was ready to make this one. I'm also using the Forever Florals for this. And I'm going to use the Thinking of You piece. All right. Need to put that on a block. There's a piece of cardstock in there. I'm gonna grab my chamois real quick. Make sure that paper gets off of there so I get a good stamped image. All right, there we go. Now, you don't know what's going to happen yet, but I want to make sure that I stamp very close on the left over here. So I'm going to stamp thinking of you, and I want it pretty close to that score line, like that. And then I think I'm going to grab, in this Forever Florals, there's this little tiny flower. I'm going to grab it, and I'm going to stamp it with the blue, so keep the blue theme going. We'll stamp it right there, right over here, and then one down here. All right, so I think that's all my stamping for the card. If you don't have this paper, I would be so happy to get it ordered for you and on its way to you. I just think it is gorgeous. The demonstrators, we had it sell out so quickly when we could pre-order because we liked it so much. All right, so here's this inside piece. We've got the 1/2 inch score line. I'm going to put a generous amount of liquid glue right there. And I want it next to the score line. Oops, I got that on the wrong side. Next to the score line, but it needs to be able, the score line has to be able to move. So you want it just to the left of that score line. So I want to make sure that it's going to move. Okay. All right. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 2 pieces of Designer Series paper, and I'm going to put one piece on the smaller flap here. And one piece on the front. You could mix your different papers, but I kind of like to have the same paper show up. So on the inside and the outside. All right. Now I've got all my pieces in place. What I'm going to do is I want to put adhesive on this flap, but only on the edges. Okay. Because I want this piece to hide underneath here. Okay. I'm going to take just a second and hold that down. Again, you've got that 1/2 inch score line there. All right, do you see what's going to happen? That piece moves as the card opens and closes. Isn't that fun? And so simple. But wouldn't someone be wowed if you send them a card like that? All right, we're going to finish it off by adding the Mossy Meadow mat behind my white here. We made this at a shoebox swap when I was out in California, and the ladies really liked this design. At least they said they did. I hope they did. Again, when you're doing something and you want to make sure you don't seal your card, put some adhesive there. Oop, I almost did on the wrong side. This side gets it. All right. And then we're going to put that down. Make it straight there. Okay, you ready? Thinking of you. Isn't that fun? All right, then we're going to add some bling, of course. I'm going to grab my rhinestones. You know, I use them so much of the time. Grab my Mossy Meadow blends. I think I'm going to do 3 different sizes. So there's a big, a medium, and a small. If you don't have rhinestones, those are another must because you just can use them all the time. And with your blends, you can make them match whatever color you have going. You always want to do 3s. And triangle shape with your embellishments. And there we go. Isn't that fun? Look at that. So it's called the Inside Slider card. So fun. Hope you love this design. Again, I can order the paper for you if you need the stamp sets, the rhinestones. Trying to increase my sales, so I'd appreciate it if you could place an order with me. Reach out, I'll be happy to help. Hope you like the card design. We'll see you later.